Let me get my video on here.
No problem. I'm going to keep mine off just
Oh,
because
there
it's a
we
little bit
go.
easier. Here you go. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yes. All right. I have a number of questions to ask you.
All right, let's go.
Yes, because I belong to a number of nonprofit organizations on the board,
Fabulous.
probably about a half dozen or more.
Oh, good for you.
So, and I'm on one. I'm working on their database. They use Salsa. Are you familiar with that?
I am familiar, yes.
Okay. Uh, and I do their data mining and their reporting using their Salsa. And I have some questions. See if you could answer them. And
Yes.
so, possibly if this works out, I could help you with maybe one or two more accounts. Okay?
Fabulous.
Okay, the first question I have: does it track donor constituents and gifts?
When you say donor constituents, you just mean like a record of a donor? Is that what you're referring to,
Yes,
and a history of the donor?
yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anytime any one of your donors is going to make a contribution, it's going to be tracked in a few different places. The first one is, of course, going to be within the donation campaign itself. The second one will be within the donor's profile. You'll have a history of all the transactions they've made.
Okay,
And the third one will be in the reporting.
okay. And what about how long does it keep the history?
Forever, for as long as you'd like to keep it.
Okay. Does it allow you to create reports by donors, such as payment type, comparative donations by year, by donor?
Yes, but not all in the same report. So you'd have to pull different reports, but you wouldn't be able to get all that information, let's say, in one export, but you would be able to get it.
Okay, so for example, I'll run a report. They already have these built in, a salsa, and
Yeah.
it allows me to select the time period.
Yeah,
Like if I want to do a current month versus previous year month,
sure.
and it gives me that information, and it can do it uh, also by how they pay, like credit card. I run a monthly report by type, payment by type, and it breaks it down like a general a ledger summary, so the
Okay.
financial people, they know how much was donated by credit card, by the
Oh, yeah.
internet, by check, by you get uh, it gives you just a summary total for each type donation type.
Oh, yes. So you'll definitely be able to do that, not a problem. You'll be able to choose when you'd like to pull that report, so start and end date. It can be fiscal year if you want, and you'll be able to pull all the information on how your donors are donating over a certain time period.
Okay, that sounds good. Uh, how about tracking campaigns?
Yes. What information do you want to know about tracking campaigns?
For example, in 2021, we had several different campaigns. They're given a name, a title, and then we can put in by campaign type who the donor was and how much they did and a total for the
So what
campaign.
you're looking to see how much each of your donors contributes towards a specific campaign?
Yes.
Oh, yes, sir. You'll be able to find all that information very easily within your campaign.
Okay. What about letters? Like donors make donations, and I want to pull all the donors that made donations this week and
Yeah?
and send them a thank you letter, like an email thank you letter, or print labels or a letter and mail them U.S. mail.
Yeah. So you will be able to do that. You'll firstly be able to pull the donors over a certain time period. So again, if you wanted to pull everyone over a certain amount this week, no problem. You'll be able to export all their addresses if you would like to print them. They come automatically. As long as you stick the right paper into the printer, you're good to go. The only thing is that the system does not automatically generate the letter for you. Of course, you can get the amounts and you can manually input them into a letter that says thank you so much with all of the nice things that you want to say in it. The system's not going to generate that type of letter for you, only their addresses, their amounts, and their names.
Right. In other words, what I'm asking is, I create a template,
Mm-hmm.
and in the template, I put the data fields,
Mm-hmm.
and it pulls from the database those that meet the criteria to create the letter and print those or email them or whatever. It does that?
No, sir. So it does not do that right now. It's definitely something we're looking at. The only thing the system does automatically in terms of those data fields is going to be tax receipts and end of year receipts, but no thank you letters yet.
Okay, no thank you letters. All right. One thing I do for another organization is is we send out annual invoices,
Mm-hmm.
and they fill in the like, for example, 2022 member information, and then we get the check, and then we have to key in the information on that organization. Is there a way we could have that all automated where they key in their information, uh, provide us the
Mm-hmm.
payment, and we don't have to create an Excel spreadsheet, update?
Exactly.
It does that?
Absolutely. So you'll be able to customize your own form. In this case, it would be a membership form or a donation form if you would like, and you'll be able to send that off to your members for them to fill out themselves. Once they do, you have two options there. The first one is that you can send the payment along with the membership. It means that as soon as they fill out that form, they're going to get a link to make a payment. The second option is that if you want to approve your members, meaning they submit your form, you approve them, say yes or no, and then they're sent off their invoice to make their payment. So either way, they'll be able to do it themselves, but you just have two options there.
Well, let me ask you, how does the data that they complete with the form
Mm-hmm.
get into the system?
Automatically. So as soon as a member fills out the form, a CRM record, so a record in your CRM is automatically created. It's their member profile. So all that information that's captured at the time of their form being filled out online is automatically put into the system for you. There's no action that you have to take.
And we can create, for example, an Excel spreadsheet from the data?
You can just export it into Excel formatting, however Excel formatting you'd like to use, with all the information. And of course, the forms are customizable, so all the information in there is going to be the parameters that you've set up.
Okay, okay, that sounds like it could solve one major problem here. Uh,
Right.
uh, Tracking campaigns, you said we
Mm-hmm.
can do that.
Yes, sir.
Could we code based on the level of giving, the type of donor they are? For example,
Yeah.
they could be gold, silver, platinum,
Mm-hmm.
and
Absolutely.
based on a time frame, and create the database with that information. It would automatically
Abs- yeah,
update them.
absolutely. So what I would do there is when someone makes a donation, if it's over a certain amount of money or between a certain amount of money, you would allocate them automatically to a group. The user wouldn't see that they're associated with that group. Of course, you don't want your major donors to know that they're major donors, but it's
Okay.
important for you guys to know. So at the time of their donation, they'll be sent to that group, in which case you'll be able to filter through them. You'll be able to export their information. You'll be able to send them emails, do second asks, all those things that you need to do with those donors.
Okay. The only thing you lack is the creation of a letter.
Yes, we know, we are, it is in the back of our minds. We do know, we are aware, but I can say that it's not going to come, let's say, in the next 2 or 3 months, but I can promise you it will come by the summertime.
Okay. Um, I create newsletters for another organization.
Yep.
Then I have to go through, and then I use um, MailChimp.
Yep.
That's free because I have under 1,000, whatever the number is.
Yep.
How would I use your system to be able to create the newsletter and get it out to our members?
Yeah, great question. So the purpose of our communication feature is to replace something like MailChimp. So you'll be able to build and store your own templates in the software. You'll also be able to segment your community into different lists based off of how you would like to send your communications. Or of course, you could send a newsletter to everyone. But basically, the premise of it is to replace what you're using already. And so it pulls the data from your member profiles, which again are created based off the information that your members put into them. So you can always rest assured that your information is probably pretty good. And then it's going to allow you to just send your emails that way. We have similar characteristics to MailChimp, like open rates, click rates, bounce rates, spam rates, all those good things that you need to track your mails. But the purpose is just to have them all within the software and not have to go externally.
I have a. Can I create the newsletter and store it in Springly, and then with the database merge that?
Yep, exactly. And it even has those like what are they called? Oh my goodness, I'm losing the word. It's the oh my goodness, it's having a Tuesday morning here. It's the fields. It's like the custom fields that allow you to fill in the automatic information, like dear first name, and it's going to pull the person's first name and not just be generic, or put someone's country of residence in or city if you choose to do that. So any of the information that you have from a profile, you'll be able to put it into a newsletter or any kind of template. So it just looks and feels a little bit more personal.
Well, if we could do that, why can't we do the thank you letters?
Well, this is the million-dollar question. Yes. So it's going to be the same technology that's going to be applied to that kind of system, of course. But, we are a huge software. We have over 50 different features, and we're working on improving things constantly. And it hasn't been a priority one for our team to work on something like this, but it will be worked on eventually.
Okay. But we can do the newsletters.
You can do the newsletters, no problem. So, for example, if you wanted to send an email to someone and pull the information, last donation amount, you'd be able to do that. But it's not going to be quite a thank you letter.
Okay. You did answer my question on can you manage by donor level?
Yep.
Can donor history with current system like Salsa be uploaded into your database?
Honestly, it's not recommended. It's a little bit tricky. We always say maybe go a year or two back, but it is a little bit of a workaround. But to put the entire database and all the donor history in, it's just not going to work, honestly.
For example, when we went from the previous database they had over a year ago, they had us convert the existing database that we were using into Excel, and then it was imported into Salsa.
Indeed, yeah. I'm not really sure honestly, I don't want to give you an answer that I'm not sure on, so I will have to revert back to our team that does the onboarding and see how that works. What I've been told is that it's not the best to put all the historical information into the software. But I will ask and I can get back to you over email if that would be good.
Yeah, that would be fine. That is so important because they need to track donor history, and they have a lot of information that they need to keep on their donors. That is something you ought to talk to them about. And please check on that for me.
Absolutely, I will.
How much service is provided by your support team?
Absolutely, great question. So we have several different layers of support. Basically, that's just made for every type of person and how they like to get support. The first option is going to be our help center. It has lots of articles, but we completely understand that a help center is not always sufficient for everyone. I personally prefer to talk to a human, so we have the option for you to open a ticket with a member of our support staff. They will get back to you within 24 hours. Should it need to be a call or a video conference, or however is going to be best to explain the situation to you. And the third one is there's in-app tutorials. So for your onboarding, there's lots of tutorials that will take you around the software, which will get you onboarded and ready to go. But what's important to know is that support never ends. So no matter how many admins you have, regardless of their level or their understanding of the software, every admin that comes in and out, and I mean it's nonprofits, there's people that come in and out all the time, will always have access to support. So even if they're starting from day one, but it's the 5th year that you guys are on, we're still going to be there to help them.
Oh, what are the charges?
There's no charges. It's just included in your software.
So if we wanted to design a report or how to handle a certain things that we need in a database, we submit a ticket, then they would get back to us in
Exactly.
24 hours, and there would be no charge for them to help it. Are they doing this via email, chat, or will they talk live?
Yeah, so the first option for you is that during your trial, there's going to be a chat. It's a live chat at the bottom of your software.
Okay.
Once you subscribe, it's going to be a ticket system. The reason we have the ticket system is so that we can categorize all of the feedback and all of the support tickets that we receive so that we can make those improvements based off of what our users are saying. Once you open a ticket, as a member of the support team is going to evaluate it, and they're going to reach out to you and either say, would you like to have a call? Would you like to have a video call? Can I share my screen with you? Or is over email an explanation sufficient enough, depending on the problem? The other good thing is that you're able to categorize how you feel about the support, meaning that if it's something small or little, you can say it's low, it's not that urgent, or if it's something huge, like you log in and there's something really wrong, because of course it's a software, it's technology, things don't always go right. You'll be able to say, oh my goodness, it's urgent, someone get back to me, and someone's going to get back to you within the hour. You know what I mean?
Okay, but there's no charges.
There is no charges there. There's no charges associated with getting help.
Okay. Um, can our website be integrated into the new into Springly?
Absolutely. So all of the features can be integrated into your current website. Basically, all of the forms can be generated in a few different ways. It can be a landing page or an iframe, which you can integrate into the existing structure of a website page. Of course, you can parameterize all the colors and fonts, etc., so it fits kind of seamlessly in with your branding. And yeah, that's how it works. Most organizations go down that road.
Okay. What about your website? One of the questions I had was if we were to use, one of the organizations were to use your website, they would need the ability to add descriptions and information for groups.
I'm sorry, sir, you just cut out there. Could you repeat yourself?
Yes. If you, one of the questions I have here, someone who's a webmaster for us has asked to if we were to convert to your website, we would need the ability to add descriptions and additional information for groups.
Okay, that shouldn't be a problem at all.
You have that capability now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Are you familiar with Razor's Edge?
Yes, I am.
What can you give me some of the comparisons?
Yes, so Razor's Edge is a little bit more of a complex system. There's some custom build things that you're able to do within that you're not able to do within Springly. Of course, just based on the price point of them, they're a little bit different. I think it's a little bit more donor centric, meaning that they have an integration with a lot more donor tracking capabilities, and we don't have that. So we're not going to be able to tell you, who in your community is going to be willing to give in the next 6 months. We're not going to integrate with anything like that, and we don't do that. So if you're looking for a software that's going to allow you to grow your donation base and really prospect for those donors, and Razor's Edge might be a good choice. But if you're under the 10,000 contact benchmark, then I would say it's probably just a little bit too big for a smaller sized organization.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that information.
No problem. Yeah.
So that makes sense. And one of the questions I had here, when other organizations are allowed to enter their data, is it password protected for that club? And that can they make a payment? You answered that at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's good. How can they pay online when they're filling out their updating or a new member? How would they be able to uh, make their payment? Could they do
Yeah,
it?
good question. So it's really up to you how you would like to parameterize this. So we have several different options available for you in the software. The first one is by online payment. So this is going to be by your credit card or your debit card that you
Okay.
can pay online. The second one is going to be payment by installment. This is for payments that are, for organizations that are getting membership fees for $10,000 and they want to break it up into 4 months. The second and third option is going to be by cash or check. If you enable them, then of course they'll be able to register saying they're sending you a check, but then you mark them as paid once you receive that check.
How about PayPal?
We do not integrate with PayPal.
Okay. Let's see what else here. How about a breakdown on the pricing?
Sure. So why don't you tell me, so our pricing works a little bit different. Basically, it's based off of the number of contacts that are in your CRM. So if you can tell me how many contacts for the first organization that you're looking for have in their CRM, I can tell you how much it would be.
Let's say it's 100 or less. And then I'll give you some more, okay?
So 100 or less, you are looking at, let me just move my, you're looking at spending around $15 a month for 100 or less.
Okay. And how about 1,000 or less?
1,000 or less?
Yes.
Let's take a look. 1,000 or less, you're looking at around $79 a month.
And let's say 5,000 or less.
Yes. So 5,000 or less works a little bit differently. Let me just do some math. You're looking at spending around $279 a month.
Okay. Now, is that everything, or are there any add-ons anywhere?
There is no add-ons anywhere.
None whatsoever?
None whatsoever.
Even if we had to spend time on the phone or whatever?
No, absolutely not. We definitely don't believe in charging you to get onboarded into our software. One of the values of our software is simplicity. So if it's not simple for you, it means that we're not really selling our product very right. And so we're definitely not going to charge you to do any of those things.
Okay. Now, what if I had 10,000?
You had 10,000, we're talking into a little bit of a different price range. Some different parameters go into that. Basically, we're going to charge you at cost for the number of contacts, so it's a little bit cheaper, of course, because there's 10,000. And then we have to discuss a few other things, such as, what you're going to use the software for, because then it adds into our storage costs, how many emails you're going to send per month. So it's a little bit of a bigger conversation. But I would say anywhere between, for organizations that I know that are upwards of that size, you're looking anywhere between 500 to 1,000.
Okay, you
really
mentioned.
depending.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned based on emails per month. Are there limitations on how much you can use?
Yes. So each platform, so each subscription comes with a certain amount of emails included.
Okay.
The good news is there's lots included, but the good news is that if you ever go over your emails, I think it's for every extra 1,000 emails, it's like an extra $1 or something. So emails are incredibly cheap to send.
So if I had 100 customers or less, how many emails am I allowed?
You're looking at 1,000 emails.
Up to 1,000 emails?
Yes. Per month.
Per month, okay. If I had 1,000 members, how many emails?
I believe it's, I want to say 6,000, but I'm really not sure. I don't have the number in front of me.
Okay, maybe if I had a price sheet or something like that?
Yeah, for sure. I can get you a price sheet.
Because I'd like to also know how much more over the base. So these are base charges, I take it.
Yes.
Okay, so what additional costs would there be based on usage or?
Sure. So, like I mentioned, for emails, if you go over your emails for an extra 1,000 per month, it's $1. If you go over contacts, it's only 10 cents, which is great. And those are kind of the only two things that you can go over on. Besides when you start getting into the contacts that are 10 to 15 to 20,000, because then it's storage, and storage is a little bit
Okay.
heavier. Again, it's not expensive, but I mean, it is additional cost.
So if I had 5,000 or less, I'm paying. So if I had 4,000, is it still 279?
No, you would probably be looking at I think 229 or 219.
Okay, so it's based on. All
It's
right.
based on contacts. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're never going to be pushed up to the next level just because you're one over. It's
Okay.
literally just going to charge you that extra 10 cents, and then you're
Okay. But the key is how many emails you send, right?
Yes, yes.
So if I had 5,000 customers, it looks like I would have 30,000 emails.
No, you would have significantly less than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head. Honestly, for each increment, it goes up a different amount.
Okay.
I really don't know them off the top of my head.
Is that?
I will get you a price sheet.
Could you do that? Email.
Absolutely, no problem.
How much time do we have?
We have about 5 more minutes.
Okay. Is it now? I did all the talking. Is there anything you want to tell me?
No, I have nothing to tell you. I feel like you've done a great job covering all the topics. You did customer support, you did pricing, you did features, you did reporting. I mean, if you're looking for another job, I'm happy to help you.
Well, I was a sales director for over 20 years.
You
Let
know
me.
how to run a call.
And I
You can
installed.
always tell when you get on a call with another sales, you can always tell, and you just let it go.
Here's a quick question.
Absolutely.
Gosh, I forgot. I was going to ask you.
No problem. Take your time.
Wait. It was important too. It was a question I wanted. It came up to my mind, and all right. How often can if I have any questions, can we talk again?
Oh, of course. You can use this link. It's not a one-time and done link. You can book as many meetings as you need. You also have my email address. You can shoot me off an email, so don't worry about going through support or anything else. You have my direct line of contact.
Okay, good.
Don't worry. I will be harassing you back. No worries. We're not that type of sales organization. So if you need anything, please do come to us, because we're probably not going to reach out to you directly again unless it's for the newsletter or something like this.
I know what I was going to ask you. References.
Absolutely. So we have a few use cases available on the website. So these are some of our users that have allowed us to use them. You can go on, but I can send you a direct link when I send you the price sheet as well.
Good. Are there any in the Dayton area?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look. I don't know off the top of my head.
Would I be able? Because if we had some references nearby, that would be very helpful. Or someone we can call.
This is the thing. So if they're not displayed on our website, then unfortunately we're not allowed to share the contact information or any of the names.
I understand.
Privacy.
They've given your authorization. Okay. One more question just came to my mind. Is
Sure.
Oh, geez. If I have any questions, I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot me off an email, no problem.
And when I go on the website to look for the references, are they easy to find?
Oh, yes. They're not hidden anywhere. They're literally at the top of the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Victoria, thank you so much. I know more questions.
No problem.
I hope you've taped this so I could get a copy of the questions I asked.
Oh, no. You know what? I haven't. I kept on taping them. This is the thing. So I kept on taping them, and no one was ever asking me for them. And I kept on getting all these notifications from Zoom telling me I was over my storage and I had to go in. And I don't know if you have used Zoom, but it is the least user-friendly product ever created.
I use it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It just drives me insane. So I don't record anymore, but I can tell you that if you ask the same question twice, I am never going to be upset about it. And I will answer as many questions as you need.
Here's a question. I use Evite quite a bit. Do you have something similar to Evite?
We only have Calendly, so if you want to book another meeting with me, you can use our Calendly link, no problem.
Okay, and it tracks like Google Calendar and so forth. They say yes or no
Mhm.
or maybe. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you shoot me off an email, basically it's going to show you the availability within my calendar. You can choose what's good for you, and then I'll automatically accept it because it's going to go right into my calendar.
And when I use your Calendly,
Yeah.
it will send the request with the name to the individual that I want to invite to a meeting or
Oh
presentation.
yes. If you
Okay.
wanted to invite someone else to the meeting, no problem. But your Calendly will always go directly to me. So you're just stuck with me at this point.
Now, what the problem with Google Calendar is if they don't have something, it won't send it to them, or they can't.
No, this should be okay. You can invite anyone. So even if they don't have a calendar associated
Okay.
with their email, they'll still
Okay.
receive an invitation to the meeting.
Victoria, thank you so much. You have a
No
great year.
problem.
I hope to hear from you soon. And
Absolutely.
I'm going
We'll chat
to.
again soon.
Okay.
I'm going to send you off that price sheet, and I'm going to send you a link directly to our use cases on our website. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reply to my email.
Will you do that immediately?
I'm going to do it right after this call.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Maybe not right after. Maybe I'm gonna have 30 minutes to have a cup of coffee, and then I will send it to you.
Where are you located?
Actually, so we have 3 different offices. We have one in New York, we have one in Paris, and we have one in Mauritius. So I'm actually over in Paris working for our Paris office right now, which is very
You're in
nice.
Paris.
I am in Paris, yes, sir.
What time is it there?
It's 4 p.m., so it's the time in the afternoon
Okay.
when all the French people are gathering in the kitchen to have their espresso, and I'm going to go be one of them.
Well, you enjoy and be safe. All right. Thank you so much.
It was lovely to meet you. I'll chat again soon.
My pleasure. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.